Scene 1, Apple, take 1. Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
Welcome to JHAB Studios, where we bring current news to you. In Hawaii, a 75-year-old man fell 100 feet and died Sunday night after visiting a closed area of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. His family reported him missing at 12:15 on Monday morning. According to the New York Post, the National Park Service rangers and the Hawaii County firefighters searched for the man, and a helicopter had been sent to recover his body from 100 feet below the viewing area of the Kilauea volcano. Many tourists have been visiting the park at night to watch the lava lake from the volcano that started erupting in September. Things are also heating up in New York City with electric heating in new buildings. New York City is now the largest city in the nation to ban natural gas and heat stoves in new buildings in order to fight climate change. NYC City Council approved a bill that bans gas hookups to promote electric heating and cooking. According to CNBC, the bill will go into effect at the end of 2023 for buildings under 7 stories and 2027 for buildings over 7 stories. The few types of buildings exempt are hospitals, commercial kitchens, and laundromats. NYC residents that do not move to a new building will not be affected by this ban. Climate change has not only affected life in New York City, it has also affected our everyday lives. On to Bridget with more news on climate change.
As the weather begins to change, more cases of COVID have erupted. Research shows there are more COVID cases as temperature and humidity fall. A recent study points to more severe cases in cold and dry weather. In Hong Kong, new cases were 18 times higher in low temps under 24.6 degrees Celsius and 76 degrees Fahrenheit than more elevated temperatures. The statewide total of deaths attributed to COVID is 36,968. There were 169 new deaths identified by the PA Death Registry. It was confirmed there were 24,850 additional cases of COVID, bringing the statewide total to 2,119,464 on Tuesday, January 4th. The weather not only just affects COVID, but also our mental health. Mental health is very important to keep track of during winter. Climate change and related disasters cause anxiety-related responses as well as chronic and severe mental health disorders. Some people are more vulnerable to the potential impacts of climate change, including children, elderly, chronically ill, pregnant, postpartum women, and people with mental illness. Extreme weather events have also been associated with increases in aggressive behavior and domestic violence. Studies have shown physiatric meds can interfere with a person's ability to regulate heat and their awareness that their body temp is rising, which is associated with injury and death. Now on to sports with Alyssa.
New Jersey Devils Canadian defenseman Dougie Hamilton had jaw surgery on Wednesday, January 5th, after a rough game with the Washington Capitals 3 days prior. I guess the stereotype on hockey players injuring their face proved to be true when Hamilton stopped the puck hit by the Capitals defenseman Justin Schultz with his face. After only 7 minutes in the first quarter, Hamilton was put onto injured reserve and was out of the game as medics standing nearby rushed to help care for him and his injury. Hamilton stands as one of the top scorers for the Devils, with, according to ESPN, 20 points on 7 goals and 13 assists on 30 games, making him one of the top scorers on the team. It's no wonder the Devils lost Sunday after Hamilton left, seeing as Hamilton, even though he is one of the newer players on the team, is a crucial part to some of the important plays that the Devils have in their routine. Let's hope that Hamilton can return before April so he can finish out the season and continue helping the New Jersey Devils to victory. With football, the Steelers are also saying goodbye to a player, but permanently. After 18 glorious years on the football field, Steelers' Ben Roethlisberger potentially played his last game against the Cleveland Browns on Monday, January 3rd. Roethlisberger had only one last wish for his last game, and that was to win his final game in his home field. And his final wish came true. Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns 26-14, and the game was filled with things to pay homage to the former quarterback. For example, during the team's pregame warm-ups, they had a video playing on the Megatron full of thanks for the quarterback, and his teammates were in on this too. The two captains of the Steelers let Ben do the coin toss before the game instead of themselves. They knew that Roethlisberger wouldn't allow them to do this on any regular day, so they kept it secret until the last minute, and then Roethlisberger felt obligated to do so. One final tribute to the star quarterback was when they announced the team. He was the last one individually announced, and the crowd, according to ESPN, full of around 63,624 fans, cheered the all-too-familiar phrase, "Let's go, Ben!" Now on to Haley with entertainment.
Jonathan Scott and Zooey Deschanel are moving in together in a home they closed in June of 2020. According to People magazine, the house is in Brentwood, California. The couple was excited to start renovating their new home, and it is finally complete. The Property Brothers co-host and the star of New Girl met while filming Carpool Karaoke in August of 2019 before the pandemic hit. The couple has been helping throughout the renovation. Scott has renovated more than 500 homes with his brother Drew Scott. Deschanel has 2 kids who are 4 and 6 from a previous relationship that will be living with them as well. They are excited to move in together and be the host for friends and family. Moving on to the opposite of love, rivalry. Starting off the new year, a 2004 episode of Sesame Street has become popular on Twitter, gaining over 7 million views according to People magazine. This episode showed a playdate between puppets Elmo and Zoe, their human friend Gabby, and Zoe's pet rock Rocco. Gabby had made cookies, and Rocco had been given the last oatmeal raisin, which is Elmo's favorite. Elmo said he'd just take Rocco's, yelling, "Rocco won't know the difference." And Zoe told him it was already Rocco's cookie. In response, Elmo had had enough of Zoe's nonsense and yelled, "How? How is Rocco going to eat that cookie, Zoe? Tell Elmo. Rocco doesn't even have a mouth. Rocco's just a rock. Rocco's not alive." This wasn't Elmo's first interaction with Rocco. Rocco first appeared on the show in 1999, according to the Los Angeles Times. Rocco's needs were always being put above Elmo's, and after 5 years, Elmo had just had enough.
That's all for tonight. See you next time at JHAB Studios. That was so bad, but we're gonna keep going.
Rocco doesn't have a mouth. Rocco's not a rock.
I can't say the word promote.
New Jersey Devils Canadian defenseman Dougie Hamilton